Hi, my name's Ruan and this is my channel, The Yorkshire Sew Girl. Today's vlog is a very exciting one. Well, I think it is. I'm not so sure about you guys, but I do, because this is my collab with the beautiful Michelle Sews Again. Michelle is doing a fantastic challenge slash thing that's going on in the sewing community this month, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So Michelle Sews Again, if you have not actually checked her channel out, I will put all the details down below, don't worry. She's a bit bonkers, okay? I'm going to put that out there now. She's a little bit bonkers because this month she is going to collab with somebody every single day of the month. What? And when I tell you the details, you can understand why I think she's bonkers. And I would say this to her face, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this behind her back. I would say it to her face and I think she'd agree. She's basically supporting awareness of Alzheimer's, and she's got a very personal story about it because it affected her dad. And again, she's done a full introductory video to this whole challenge. And if I can work it out, I'll try and paste the details of that specific YouTube vlog, so you can go and have a look at it and it will tell you all the details as well. I'll briefly talk about it, but if you want more information, then head over to Michelle's channel to have a look at that, because yeah, it's a very personal story. And when I watched her introductory vlog, I was really moved. It's obviously very, very special to her, as it is, I'm sure, to loads of people who've been touched by such a horrendous thing. So yeah, so she's trying to raise awareness, and the colour purple is huge in representing Alzheimer's. So she's running a challenge that is called, let me get this right, I need to just make sure I've got this right, Sew Purple to End ALZ 22. So that's the hashtag. Again, I'm not expecting you to remember that. I'll pop it all down below. And she's doing a collab every single day, but she's also opening it up to everybody to take part, which I think is wonderful. So you guys can make a garment. It doesn't have to be a garment though. It could be anything. It could be an accessory. It could be a cushion, you know, for home. It could be a set of scrunchies. It could be anything. Something for your pet, you know, if you want to make something purple for your dog, get on with it. It's not a problem. You just have to post it on Instagram any day of this month. So the first to the, how many days in September? Anyway, to the end of this month, yeah. You pop it onto Instagram, you use the hashtag Sew Purple to End ALZ 22, and you tag Michelle. Now on Instagram, her name is a bit different. It's actually the real Michelle Sews Again. Again, put all the details down below, but she did get hacked by some very naughty people, so she had to start up a new Instagram page. So make sure that you tag her as well if you do want to take part, because there's prizes as well, people. You'll know all about the prize. I'm not going to go into all of them if you go and watch Michelle's introductory video as well, but it would be so nice across the month to see Instagram lit up with purple garments. Now, I was very, very lucky because Michelle reached out to me and said, I would love it if you would take part in this. And I said, of course I would, I'd love to. Myself and Michelle have got very similar tastes in fabric, because we like bright, bold, flamboyant type of fabrics. You know, we want to be seen. We're not very much into plain fabrics and dull fabrics or anything like that. We like the big, bright. Michelle does loads of tie-dyeing and all sorts of stuff. She says wearing something like this. I'm also the same, as you can see. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm wearing, because someone always asks me. I am just wearing a, what's it called, boxy tee by Size Me Sewing. Donna gave us a free pattern when we were doing our Sew Frugal challenge. So I'm wearing that out of this gorgeous cotton jersey that I got from B&M in Leeds quite some time ago. But it's really nice. It's just boxy. I'll show you, look. It's just a little boxy t-shirt. And I've got my Hudson pants on underneath here. So I'm all me-made today. But yes, anyway. In regards to raising awareness of Alzheimer's as well, there's loads of links on Michelle's page to go and educate yourself a little bit more on what you can do to try and help raise awareness. And there's also a link to a donation page, which would be lovely if people wouldn't mind going over there and popping a couple of quid in there, you know. I think it would be lovely to do that. We'd all get a nice warm fuzzy feeling, wouldn't we, if we all did that. Okay, so I think that's everything I've got covered off. So like I say, Michelle's crazy. She's doing something every single day. I've only had to do one thing for this challenge. She's having to do a lot, you know, 30 odd things. So yesterday's vlog was the lovely Carmen from Carmen Salome. I'll pop her channel details as well below. And tomorrow, I've written everything down, don't want to miss it, is Rochelle Handmade Designs. So if you haven't seen Carmen's, go over and check hers out, and then tomorrow you'll be able to see that. But there's a massive list of all the people that are involved. Again, if you pop over to Michelle's channel, you'll be able to see who all of those people are and hopefully keep up with them every day, which will be really nice. Okay, that's enough of that. And breathe, Ruan. How quickly can you say all of that? So anyway, Michelle said to me, what do you want to make? If you're going to be involved, what would you like to make? Get in your stash, tell me what you've got. Now, I only had 2 purple fabrics. What's that all about? And I've kind of discovered my love of lilac and purple since I received my first Think Pink subscription box from Beyond the Pink Door. And I fell in love with it. And when I put the colour on me, it's not a colour that I've worn a lot. I love it to look at, but I've never really worn a lot of lilac. And when I put it on, the amount of compliments I get when I'm wearing that colour now is just phenomenal. So I had 2 different types of fabric, and she kind of gave me the choice of what we would like to make, but we wanted to make the same thing. So I said, look, what about making a dress? Because I'm going on my hollybob soon. Don't know if you know about that. How many times can I tell you I'm going on holiday soon? Probably a lot more. And I wanted something that we could both make, and it would be really good to see it on different body shapes as well, because Michelle's very different body shape to me. She's a lot shorter as well, and I just think I love seeing patterns basically on loads of different body shapes so that you can see whether it would suit you or not. So I said, well, what about the Peppermint magazine wide strap maxi dress? Here, look how dirty it is. That's how many times I've used it. That's gross. Anyway, so this is it. So this is done by LB Textiles. If you go over to the Peppermint magazine website, of which I will again put a link below, you can actually download this pattern for free. I have made it before. I've made it twice before, actually. That's how much I love it. And if I can remember, I'll try and pop some pictures in here of the other 2 makes that I have made. Now, Peppermint magazine does have lots of free patterns, but you can pay if you want. You can donate some money to them to kind of say thank you for this, which I think is really good, and I have done that in the past. And this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, simple dress. It is just really simple lines, look, if you see. So it's got pockets, it's got bust darts, it's got facings, straps, and round the back it has got an elasticated back as well to draw it in. So I think this is just a really nice pattern for the summer, and also to show off fabric as well if you've got some fabric that you don't want to break the pattern up too much. Now, I kind of said to Michelle, I've got this lilac-y pink movie coloured fabric in my stash, and I'd love to use it. And she was like, go for it. Because at first I was like, is it pink? Is it pink, this? Let me wheel and get it for you. But here is my finished version. Now, I've taken some photos, and I will pop some full photos up so that you can see. But this is my new Peppermint magazine wide strap maxi dress, and I love it. But this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. So let me talk about the fabric first. I'll pop this back down because, like I say, I'm going to put some photos in, but I might need to reference this in a bit. So the fabric is from First for Fabrics. So the first time I went there, when we went to a Sew Toon event, I saw there, I think they're called vintage cottons. Are they vintage cottons? Yes, I think they are. And again, I will pop them in the description below. I do think that they have some left because I saw them when I went on Sunday to my other Sew Toon rendezvous. And I got some fabric and I chose the purpley mauvey colour. And I'm really glad that I did. And I had no idea what I was going to make with it. I had in my mind potentially like dungarees or something like that. But when Michelle kind of said, let's do it, and I found the 2 lilac type fabrics that I'd got, purple fabrics, I was like, this would be perfect for this Peppermint maxi dress. So that's what I've made. So it's absolutely stunning. It's really, really good quality. It's sewed up like a dream, and it's really good value for money. It's very linen-esque, you know? So the texture and everything, if you can see here, is very much like linen, and it's just got a really beautiful weight to it, and it just feels absolutely gorgeous. It's really soft, and I love it. So much so, I think I've also got the green colourway in that cupboard there somewhere. So let's talk about sizes. This is pretty decent, I have to say. The size chart doesn't go up in sizes as such, it's letters, so it's A to J. And what they do recommend is that you use the measurements of your bust and your high bust really to make a decision on your finished garment, because as you can see, it does go out significantly. There's a lot of fabric there. So I'll put all of the details here of what the size range is, but bear in mind that, for an example, the hip goes up to a 54.5 inch on the body measurements, but that actually equates to 70.5 inches on the finished garment measurement. So there's tons of ease in there is what I'm saying. So don't be too scared if you kind of came under that or around that. I think you'd be absolutely fine. It's drafted for a B cup, and it does have darts in it, and it's also drafted for 5'7". I love it. Obviously, I have made 3 of them now. But from a size point of view, I should actually be an F/G. Now I'm 41.5 on my bust, and an F is a 40 and a G is 43. So I'm slap bang in the middle of those two. However, I've actually made an E, which is for a bust of 38 inches. And the reason for that is the bust, when it's unstretched on an E, is 38.5, but when it's stretched, it's 45.5. So you've plenty of movement in there. Now, if you want a more loose looking feel, you see, I quite like my stuff to be quite tight fitting across the bust, because that's the area that I don't mind that much. You know what I'm saying? And then skim over the rest. So I do quite like things to be closer fitting around my top half. So I actually sized down. And one of the other reasons is because I was really lazy, and I'd made this a couple of years ago when I was a lot thinner. And I knew I could still get into that dress, so I was kind of like, well. And the other thing is, on the back, the elastic piece on the back, you can cut that to a certain length and have it as loose or as tight as you want it to be. So although the finished garment measurements say it's a certain amount, depending on how much elastic and how you prefer the feel of your dress, you know what I'm saying? So you can actually downsize if you so wish, and I did. So I cut out a size E. Now, the last 2 times I've cut out a shorter version, and that's been mostly because of the amount of fabric that I've had, because it is quite fabric hungry. But this time I decided to go full length because I had enough fabric to do that. And although it's drafted for 5'7" and I'm 5'9", I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it as it is. So I didn't add any length to it, and I actually really quite like the length. It's kind of like a mid-daxi almost, you know, length. But I did remove 2 inches from the straps, because when you make the straps, they encourage you to put it on and then to go and try it on and faff about with it. So I did that, and I actually took 2 inches out of my straps to get it to the right place for myself, however I liked it. And they give you a measurement for your elastic at the back. I took 3 centimetres off that. Look at me talking inches and centimetres, that's my mind. Crazy. I took 3 centimetres off the elastic as well. So what can I say about this pattern? I bloomin' love it. I love it. It hides everything. You know, you go for a big buffet on holiday, which we all do. We all eat way too much on holiday, don't we? Except angelic people. There will be some people like that. And, you know, it just covers everything. Bish, bash, bosh, done. But what I love about this pattern is I've made it for 3 times now, and every time I really, really enjoy the process of constructing this garment. Now, it's made with French seams as well, which is great, and it would be a very good introductory pattern for somebody, particularly if you've not done French seams again before, because it's so neat and tidy on the inside, and everything about this pattern is neat and tidy, and that's what I love. So, for example, you've got a facing that goes all the way around here, but it is actually stitched in place here, which is really nice because I don't like facings very much and they get on my nerves. But you actually sew this down all the way around, look. And look how beautiful and neat it is on the inside. gorgeous. So yes, I love that. Oh, and just to show you what I put in mine, I put this label in. It's a Little Rosy Cheeks label, and it says Craft Couture. I love those labels. A little bit obsessed with them. I may be buying some more. But yeah, so the other things that are really nice about this pattern, let me see if this would show it a bit better, is the pockets. Now I love the pocket construction in this pattern. Now I haven't ironed this very well, but if you can you see how the can't see it as well on here. Can you see how the pattern is constructed so that the pocket, you see some of the pocket bag here, and I should have ironed this a lot better, but you can, I'm just trying to get it to sit right. If you see there, look, you can see part of the pocket lining, and I love that. And then you top stitch around it and it gives a really nice look. You also have cheeky little splits in the side, which are gorgeous. Oh, I've got threads all over this. This isn't very professional, is it? And then it's finished at the bottom with a really deep hem. And if you can see on the inside, see, another one. It's really well done. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, not well made, obviously, because I've got threads hanging out everywhere. But the pattern process and everything, and how it's drafted is just absolutely gorgeous. So I really like this. It's got a seam down the front as well. And I know some people are put off by that. And obviously you can get rid of that if you want to not have a seam down the middle. I used it to have an effect with my stripes on my first one, where some of them were vertical and some of them were horizontal. But I actually really like that feature. So you do your French seam and then it tells you to iron it to one side, and then you just top stitch down the front. And I think that's a gorgeous look. Even on a plain fabric, I think it looks great. So that's just top stitch down the front as well. So I really, really love that. But I thought I would try something a little bit different. Now, you know me, plain fabric, what? But you will see here that I've got some embroidery on here as well. Now, I've wanted to try this out for ages. I got, let's have a look where it is, here. I did remember them. I got this pack in one of my So Hayley Jane boxes. So it's called Crafty Dreams, and it's stick and stitch embroidery designs. So if I get one of these out, I'll show you what they look like, so you can see. So they're on what feels like interfacing, but with a hard back. And what you do is you put this onto your clothing. It could be the pocket of a denim jacket. It could be anywhere, basically. So what you do is you peel off this back bit and you stick it onto your clothing, yeah? And then you embroider over the top of it, and it's there all guiding you, which is amazing. You can choose whatever colours you want as well, which is quite nice. I chose green with white flowers and a little yellow dot in the middle. Now, me being me is unusual because I do normally read instructions like big time. It's very rare that I'll go off piste. I did not take the sticky back off the back of this. So you're supposed to take the sticky stuff off the back. Can't really do it now to show you. And then you stick it on, embroider it, and then what you do when you finish is you put it into warm water and then you just gently pull it all away. Now, I had trouble with mine, and what's the reason? Because I didn't follow the instructions. I didn't take this off. I just pinned this onto my straps with pins, and then I embroidered it. If you've got a larger patch of fabric, they do encourage you to put an embroidery hoop on it to give you that tension. But because mine were straps, I couldn't fit embroidery hoops obviously on here. So I was supposed to stick this on and then embroider it. So when I came to trying to dissolve the paper in warm water afterwards, where it would just all then break away and leaves this beautiful embroidered patch, I had quite a lot of bits I had to try and pull off, and that's because I didn't get rid of the sticky back stuff on the back of it. So read your instructions, people. I was that giddy, I just went hell for leather, straight in there. But anyway, I would definitely use them again. It was really good because I wanted the opposite on each side. Now, this is the one that I've hand embroidered without the patch, and you will be able to see the difference. So can you see how full these flowers are? They're not so full on this side. And that's because I didn't have the patch to guide me. What I did do is I transferred the pattern over to this side, just hand kind of drew it in, and then I sewed it. because I wanted the reflection of that same one. I didn't want a different colour, a different type of patch. I did consider putting some across the front here, and I did consider putting some down here, but I thought, you know, sometimes, Ruan, less is more. So I've just put it on the straps, but I just think it adds that little bit extra. And now I'm already thinking, what else can I put it on? What else could I embroider? Because I really, really enjoyed it. It was really nice. I just sat in front of the TV for just one evening and embroidered that, and it took me, I don't know, about an hour and a half maybe. I learned how to do French knots for the little yellow bits on the inside, and yeah, I was quite chuffed with my little self because I'm a cross stitcher. I'm not an embroiderer. You know what I'm saying? But there's some beautiful designs. I think there's more than this company that do these, but I would definitely recommend giving them a go if you want to try something new and you've never done that type of thing before and maybe not as confident to do it kind of ad hoc off your own back sort of thing. But some of them are just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that one, just beautiful. So I did have a look on YouTube at different stitching techniques and things like that. Yeah, and then I did that. So I was well chuffed. What do we think? What do we think to my dress? Have you made the Peppermint Maxi wide strap maxi dress? That's now my third, probably not going to be my last because I love it so much. And it's a really quick and simple sew as well. I think you would really enjoy it. It's probably one of my favourite garments to make, if I'm honest. So yeah, thank you very much, Michelle, for inviting me to join in with you on your collab. I've really, really enjoyed doing it, and I cannot wait to see Michelle's. I don't even know what fabric she's choosing or anything. I've seen a little sneak peek on Instagram, but she's going to dye it apparently, so I'm really excited to see it. So please join in if you can. It would be wonderful to see loads of people on Instagram joining in on this. Like I say, all the details are going to be down below. Make sure you check out yesterday's vlog from Carmen and then tomorrow's from Michelle. And then, yeah, keep on going all the way through the month because I'm going to be doing it. There's been some beautiful ones so far. I've just watched one of the most recent ones and it was double gauze pyjamas. So I was there. We're all part of this double gauze PJ Appreciation Society now. So I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's had time to do some really good sewing. And hopefully I'll see you again in a vlog very soon. Bye.